Hey,
Don't tempt me.
don't tempt me, Frodo. He says
Fuck.
the skin of a Killabella.
Can you open this?
Say it out loud. Vampire. Are you scared? No.
Oh, I hate that.
I love it. I've been watching this guy on Instagram do Twilight, but if it was Australian. Are you scared then? Nah. No.
Anyway.
Hey, welcome back to Inebriated Inc.
Hello, welcome everybody to our second spooky episode of the month of... I almost said the month of Halloween.
The month of Halloween, yeah. The full month of Halloween.
You know what I'm saying? October 2022.
And you got
Here we are.
sitting here with you, our co-ghost, Spooky Draven.
What the fuck? Unfortunately, also, just want to say up top that I am very congested, but
Yeah.
I love Ari Aster and A24 and could talk about them for forever. So I might talk a lot in this episode because today we are watching...
What are we watching? I didn't know it was coming.
Excuse. We're watching Midsommer, which is a 2019 film. Ari Aster's second A24 film. If you don't know who Ari Aster is, he made Hereditary.
And that's
No, he made a short film as well. I think it's called Something Wrong with the... Hold on. I can find it real quick. Oh, sorry. It's The Strange Thing About the Johnsons. That was in 2011. And he... pretty much all of his movies are really fucked up in some way.
I haven't seen it. I've only seen Hereditary. Hereditary was a lot.
Gotcha. The short film is... This is a little bit of a spoiler, but it's about incestuous rape. So, you know.
That's what the short film's about?
Yeah.
That's a spoiler for it?
Sort of.
Okay.
Not really. That's what it's about. But yeah, he's my favorite director. He also wrote Hereditary and Midsommer as well as directing them. So they're fully his creation. And I think he's just incredibly talented at writing and executing very unique horror movies. Hereditary is my favorite horror movie.
It's a good one.
It's also a dark comedy, and the thing I love the most about his movies is that, like, to actually watch them, I feel this way about all movies, but especially for his movies. To actually watch them, you need to watch them more than once.
Right.
Like, the first time you watch a movie, you're really just experiencing it.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second time you watch a movie, you're understanding it.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, getting the full scope.
Yeah, because he does a lot of, like, foreshadowing and lays in visuals of, like, things that might happen later. Little hints and clues that you don't catch until you actually know what they're about. which is why you have to watch it a second time. And then you realize that he's been telling you what was going to happen the whole time.
Right.
Pretty much. So I just really love that in movies, especially horror movies, because it makes them, especially really fucked up horror movies.
Which I'm a big fan of.
Yeah.
Real fucked up shit.
Yeah.
Fan of it.
But like they can be difficult to rewatch because of the intense emotions they can make you feel. But having those things to experience the second time watching it just makes it so much more enjoyable.
I don't have that problem. Because, like, if I've seen it once, it's not going to hit as hard the next time I see it.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
I get what you're saying.
I mean, that one scene in Hereditary still gives me fucking goosebumps every time I watch it, where he goes and lays in the bed.
Yeah.
You hear the mom screaming, fuck. That's a scene.
I mean, that one's hard. that one is, like, pure, like, the worst emotion that a human can experience. And it's, like, so well acted.
Yeah.
And
that kid's really good.
Yeah, he's really good. The mom's really good.
He was also in a movie I watched recently called Old.
Mm-hmm.
He's awesome in that, too. He has to play, like, a kid that's aging rapidly.
Do you know what his name is?
No.
It's Alex Wolff.
Alex Wolff?
Yeah.
I feel like I should know that. That's so easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alex Wolff.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. But he's very good in Old. He had to play a kid that was aging rapidly.
Damn.
So, yeah. He was playing a, like a 6-year-old that was in the body of, like, a 20-year-old.
Oh.
Yeah.
He was 6 years old at the start of that movie?
I don't know. He might have been older than that.
Okay.
But, yeah, it's wild.
Gotcha. Midsommer stars Florence Pugh. And I love her very much. I think she's one of the best actors in, like, our generation.
Yeah, not above Nicolas Cage.
I said our generation.
Yeah, no, that's what you have to set him apart.
Okay.
There's no beating that, man.
All right. Since you've not had anything spoiled about this movie, I'm not going to say what it's about yet.
Okay.
I think we're just going to go in and experience it.
Also, you're going to be making some...
Oh, yeah. I'm going to try to make my own cocktail inspired by this movie. Because I wanted... There are drinks, like, in this movie. They have lemonade a lot. Not a lot, but, like, a few times.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try to do, like, a floral lemonade sweet kind of thing.
You know what liquor you're using?
The strawberry gin.
Strawberry gin.
Yeah.
And
it's already almost 10 o'clock for us.
Yep. So we're going to get...
It's going to be a late one, but it's going to be fun.
We're going to get right into it and see you folks in a little bit.
Yeah. You want to... Okay. Fucking cue the music.
Listen to the birds sing. Good morning,
Good
everybody.
morning. Good morning.
Yes.
I totally forgot to ask you, did you want a drink?
I do want to drink. We're doing the podcast.
Do it on the podcast for them?
Make it. That's not what I was saying, but that's funny.
Let me tell you guys what the drink is that I made. I'll give you the recipe right now for free.
For free.
Maybe.
Don't expect that shit in the future.
Yeah. Man, for me still being my PJs, there surely has been a lot going on today. A lot of things are going wrong.
Yeah.
But then it's okay.
Yeah. That's life.
That's life. But I'm still in my PJs, you know?
Yeah.
Chill. We're
gonna go see Ben Schwartz next weekend.
Yeah.
And our Airbnb canceled on us today.
Yeah. Which is, they said they moved out of the unit, and it's like you wait until the week of. It's the week of.
Oh, it is
We're
technically the week of.
going. We're leaving Friday. It's
Yeah.
Sunday, and you tell us just. I was. Anyway, I found a cheaper, better, larger Airbnb. So
Wow.
fuck them.
Also, who has just the money to move out of somewhere like that? That's bullshit.
Well, I'm
to
sure
me.
it wasn't like out of nowhere, and they own Airbnbs, so I'm sure it's not that hard.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to what we were talking about before chaos ensued. My drink recipe.
Yeah. Does that have a name?
I think I'm gonna call it the May Queen.
May Queen.
Yeah.
That's great.
It's 2.5 ounces of strawberry gin. We used, is it like indigo or indigo or something like that? Indiegogo.
I think it's indigo.
Okay.
Just indigo.
Okay. And then 3 ounces of light lemonade. And then 3 ounces of, I'm using hibiscus agua fresca, which is like a Minute Maid canned drink. But really any floral beverage, any floral lemonade would do. And then 1 to 2 drops, very important drops of vanilla extract. Serve that over ice with a honey drizzle on the inside of the glass.
Yes, it was very cute and also very delicious.
Yeah, it was very good.
Not like anything I've had before.
Yeah, and you feel free to add more alcohol in there too, because I know that's not a lot. If you could find like a floral liqueur or something, that'd be really cool.
I think we dropped a recipe book for drinks based around movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did find quite a few Midsommer drinks while I was researching. It kind of took things from each of those.
I think now we officially have the May Queen and whatever the name of the Vampire's Kiss one I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you even remember how to make that one?
I think I say it on the episode.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
It's like Jaeger and cranberry juice. And,
Oh, right.
yeah.
It was the Jaeger might be really good to add in this too. Just a little bit of it.
I don't know. I feel like it was because it was really refreshing. I feel like if you put the Jaeger in there, it's gonna be.
I'd put a little bit of it in there. It's got that herbal
That's true.
kind of thing in there. It might be interesting. You could try it,
Yeah.
But it would ruin the color. Which
Yeah.
the color was a light pink.
It was very nice. Very lovely.
Yeah.
Uh,
I still can't breathe, so
hasn't
what's
got
new?
any better.
No. Exact same. Love it. Love being here.
I feel better than
really.
I did yesterday, but that's because I was hungover yesterday.
Right.
We went out. It's been a while since we went out, and we went out the day before yesterday.
Friday night, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And I went a little hard. I got a free shot because somebody bought one and left. And I know the bartender, and he was like, "Hey, you want this shot of tequila?" Never say no.
Crazy to do that.
Yeah. Because I went up to the bar, and I was like, "What can you do with tequila?" He was like, "I can do a few things." So then he made me a tequila sunrise. He was like, "Also, I have this shot of tequila that somebody paid for." And
Yeah, the shot of tequila is really what sent you over the edge.
it really
I
did. We moved to a different bar. I remember twerking, and I don't remember much else.
You don't remember the lady trying to fight you?
What's up?
The famous lady. I can't remember her name.
Oh, Booga Michelle?
Yeah.
Booga Michelle snatched me up. Holy shit, I forgot about that.
I left to go to the bathroom for 3 minutes, and
well, we met this woman there. I gave her a business card for her podcast, and she gave me a cigarette, and I was giving her $1 for the cigarette, and Booga Michelle snatched me up for some reason. I guess she thought I was like soliciting for the $1. And she grabbed me up, and she was like, "What are you doing, young man?" And I was like, I was paying for the cigarette. Just And then, yeah, this person we just met and our friend Kendall had to come out and save me from Booga Michelle.
Yeah.
If you don't know who Booga Michelle is, look it up. A character, that one. She's famous around these parts.
You can Google her, yeah.
Midsommer.
Yeah, we're talking about absolutely everything but.
That's the best part of the podcast, I think.
Yeah, so we watched it last night. And then as it ended, I realized I was drained in every possible way and fell asleep within like the hour after that. So I knew we couldn't record. So I was like, let's save it for the morning, even though we have so much to do tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then we also had to find a new Airbnb on top of all of that.
So exciting. But
we're here.
We're here.
We're doing it.
What a great movie that movie was.
Yeah. So I kind of want you to kind of take the reins here,
No.
since it was your since it was your first time watching it, though.
Yeah. You just want me to run through it?
Kind of. What
I
was
feel
it
like
about?
you do a better job of like going through the movie, because remember I did Murder Party last time, and I probably talked about the same scene for half an hour.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
all right. That's fair.
I'll just interject with my thoughts on things.
Okay, I'll
Yeah.
kind of introduce what we're talking about, and then you can kind of add on.
Yeah.
I'll summarize. You give detail.
Yeah.
How's that?
Okay.
Okay. So, Midsommer is about. Ari Aster describes it as a breakup movie.
Really?
Yeah.
I see. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. But that's also because Ari Aster is a psychopath.
Yeah.
So.
Also called Hereditary a comedy.
Yeah, it is. It is. Hereditary is a dark comedy.
After you watch it 18 times.
After you get desensitized to it, it is a dark comedy.
After you become a little bit more of a psychopath.
Yourself.
After watching it 18 times.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny.
It's actually 3 times is how many times it takes.
You think so?
I know so.
I think that just defines the level of a psychopath you are.
Yeah. So, I'm not denying that fact. But this movie is about a young American couple, and they have a little friend group, and one of them is a Swedish
A Swedish sweetheart. I'd say.
Swedish like transfer student, or Swedish sweetheart. Yeah. So it's Danny and 3 guys or 4 guys.
Danny, the most devastated looking person on the planet, like just her facial expression.
She played by Florence Pugh. She is the protagonist.
Constantly devastated.
Yeah.
Mark, which that's her boyfriend? No, that's not.
No, Mark is the annoying guy.
Mark is the secretly anxious
Yeah.
outside asshole. Yeah.
Yeah. Christian is her boyfriend.
The worst.
Who is the worst, indeed. And then Luke, I think that's what it was.
No, Josh.
Josh, yes.
Josh. Probably my favorite character.
Yeah, Josh is doing his thesis, his college thesis on Pele, who is the Swedish guy.
Yeah.
His hometown and their midsummer activities.
Yeah.
Midsummer is when the sun doesn't set. It's like that time of the year for European countries.
It's very neat. I would like to go see that.
Very wild.
Preferably in a cult setting.
Yeah. Because Pele is from a very small Swedish community,
Commune.
which some would describe as a cult. But
it's
before
definitely
that,
a commune, though.
yeah, well before that, the first things that happen in this movie are Danny and Christian are kind of having some issues. Danny on her side is stressed out about her sister who is bipolar and sends
cryptic
messages a lot and stresses her out. and
Do you remember what that
she's
message was that she was telling Christian about? It was like,
was
it's getting dark.
she said everything's dark. I can't do this anymore or something like that.
Mom and Dad
are going.
Mom and Dad are coming too.
Yeah.
Goodbye. Yeah.
Yeah.
Terrifying.
Yeah. Obviously not good, and I think Danny knew it wasn't good. But Christian keeps like, everything's fine. I'm sure she does this all the time. You keep letting her stress you out like this.
Yeah. Which, fuck you.
And so Christian is, obviously being an asshole right off the bat. And then we see him with his friends, and he and his friends are talking about how he's not wanted to be in this relationship for like a year.
Yeah.
And that he needs to just break it off. But then
maybe one of the most toxic friend groups I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then Danny calls him and is sobbing, crying, yelling,
almost just straight
screaming, yeah.
Almost in a what's the word? I know what that word is. It's a storytelling. It's a thing you use for storytelling. Almost in a foreshadowing way, the way she screams.
Oh, yeah. Because her sister did indeed kill herself and her parents in just like the most elaborate, like fucked up visually way.
Yeah.
She
did
carbon monoxide poisoning, but the two cars that were running were in the garage, and they were both in their bedrooms. The parents and her were each in their separate bedrooms.
Yeah. I mean, at least for the parents, it didn't seem that bad. They just went to sleep and then they wake back up. For her, that looked like a fucking nightmare.
Yeah, she taped the tube to her face.
And you can definitely see like vomit stains on her shirt. Yeah. The commitment it takes to stay in that.
I remember the first few times I watched it, I was like, somebody else did that shit. Like, see, what the fuck?
That's immediately what I thought, because when they showed the hose to their bedrooms, because for a minute I thought maybe it was like the parents committed suicide or something. But then I saw like the tape on the outside of the door. I'm like, oh, murder. And then I saw her and I'm like, potentially murder, but not after that message.
Yeah, not after the message. So, Danny is Danny. Her name is Danny.
Yeah. She's extremely devastated.
Yeah, extremely.
I saw like the way she was acting. I was like, I don't even know if I'd act like that if my parents were killed. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. Sorry, Dad.
Her whole family.
Yeah. Even then, I'm just like, that might just be a me thing, though.
Yeah. I mean,
Sorry, Dad, but I'm not sobbing like that if you die.
But she was, kind of emotional from the beginning. Yeah. You could see that even before she has that.
Probably more of the big build into it.
Yeah. Yeah. Very hereditary level grief there. Mm-hmm. Right in the beginning. Right from the get-go.
Yeah, Ari Aster makes you feel grief.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. And then later on, Danny is recovering a little bit. She goes out to a party with Christian and his friends, and she finds out that they're all going to Sweden.
Which you quickly find out that Christian is very manipulative. Almost to a point where I'm not sure that he knows that he's manipulative. You know what I mean?
Like the persona of gaslighting.
Yeah. Truly. He'd be like, oh, I'm just... What did he say to her? Oh, when they get back, after she finds out that they're going to Sweden, and he hadn't mentioned it, and they're leaving in 2 weeks. They're all going, you already said, for the Midsommer thing. Yeah. But then they get back from the party where Danny just found out that he's going. He was like, I didn't even know that I was going until today. Liar.
And he had already had his ticket.
Yeah.
And she knew that part.
And she was just saying, like, she wasn't coming at him in any sort of way. She was just like, it's just...
Yeah, she was just having a discussion.
Trying to understand. He's like, maybe I should just go. She's like, no, it's fine. He's like, I should just leave. Instead of, like, actually having the conversation.
Yeah.
Dick.
Truly.
I hope he dies in a fire. I wish the worst for this man.
Yeah. So they have this discussion, and then Christian is hanging out with his friends later, and kind of in a study group, and he gets a text that says, "It's Danny, she's coming up." And then is like, "By the way, I invited her to Sweden. She's not going to go, but she did accept, but you all said that she could be invited, so..."
And she's going.
And then here she is.
Which is so, that conversation was so weird to me because it started with, I invited her, she's not going. And it slowly turned into, you guys invited her and she's coming. Like,
Yeah. Christian is just the worst.
worst.
During the whole movie. The more you watch it too, you're like, what the fuck is
and
this
Mark
guy?
fucking sucks too. Like, it
Yeah.
makes a lot of sense that they're friends. I don't know why Josh and what's his name?
Pele.
Why Josh and Pele are friends with these guys, but
Yeah.
they're those two are the fucking worst.
Yeah.
Mark's just a fucking asshole. Reminds me of a lot of men a lot of man I know. He just says like fucked up shit, no filter.
And then
only talks bad about women. Has
Yeah.
nothing to say good about any woman.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then Josh is an anthropologist, and he's like actually really dedicated to the like studying of what they're going to go see.
And Pele, he's just living life, having
Yeah.
a good time.
Pele's just vibing, and he tries to be very kind. He's the most kind out of the entire friend group to Danny.
This should
and you
have
find
been
that
a drinking game for me. I take a drink every time where I'm like, I would join this cult.
Yeah. And Pele also lost his parents.
Yeah.
And so he's trying to be understanding with Danny, and their relationship grows throughout the movie.
Yes.
So
Very organically too.
yeah.
It's not Pele forcing anything.
Not at all. Easily the best man in that group.
Yeah.
Which is wild, considering what he actually does. You
Yeah.
know?
Truly.
So we go to Sweden.
We're here.
The group goes to Sweden.
Man, look at this tall grass. Oh,
It's beautiful. Everything is very bright and colorful. Danny
And these
is
big- I love
still
how-
having like panic attack kind of things.
Yeah.
On like all the plane and stuff.
I love how like every shot takes place in a big opening surrounded by like the woods. It's
Yeah.
just so pretty like that.
It is very pretty.
Then in this opening, before we get to where we're going, we meet up with other people that have gone outside of the community and the friends that they've brought with them.
Yeah. So
Do you remember that guy's name? It's like
it's Ingemar, I think.
Ingmar.
So a little bit about this commune.
Communion is
What did I say? Communion.
the Catholic thing.
They explain a little bit later. Their belief is that until you're 18, you're in spring, and you're kind of just like learning life. You know, you're brand new, and you're just participating in the community there.
Yeah.
And then from 18 to 32, you go out into the world.
Which is your summer.
Yeah, which is your summer. You go out into the world and experience it.
Really your time to live.
Your time to live and meet new people and bring them into the commune. And then fall is 36 to 50 something.
Yeah.
I
think it's 36, so like 50, 54.
Okay.
Something like that.
And that's fall, and that's when you're working around the commune and like doing all the labor stuff, leading the next generation and stuff like that. And then from 54 to 72 is your winter, and you're like the wise people.
Yeah, you're mentoring. The elders.
The mentors, yeah, the elders.
Which is, you know?
Key there that they have an end date.
Yeah. Good. A good cult never has a set doomsday. So that's where things start going awry. But if everybody has their own set doomsday,
Yeah. So the festival that they're actually there for only happens every 90 years, which is like they do a midsummer thing every year because there's a midsummer every year.
yeah,
But like the 9-day long festival is every 90 years.
yes, and we were at one of these festivals.
Yeah. Which is why Pele was like, it's a once in a lifetime thing. You guys gotta come.
Yeah.
See this.
I think we should talk about before this though the mushroom scene, like when we first meet the the people coming back with their friends.
So immediately when they get in, they all do shrooms together. Dady wanted to wait to get rooted, she said.
And then Christian did this little manipulation tactic where he's like, "Oh, I'll wait for you." And everybody's like, "Are you taking it?" He's like, "No, I'm waiting for Danny." You know what I mean? That's fucked up.
Yeah. I think he was genuine there, though. He wanted to come up with her, but then...
That was still fucked, though.
Everyone...
It'd be like, when somebody's like, "Hey, why aren't you taking it with us?" You're like, "Oh, because Danny is why I'm not doing it with you."
Gotcha.
That's a small manipulation thing.
Yeah. Yeah, so... They all do end up doing it at the same time. And... this is where drugs kind of really come into the movie. This is where they start to happen, and they will be throughout the entirety of the movie.
And you kind of get a feel for who everybody is as a person right here. Danny is still trying to get through this trauma.
Yeah.
Mark is dying for control.
Uh-huh.
He's just like where he's like, new people, I can't stand new people right now. I'm gonna lay down. Everybody else lay down. Like he's just like he's struggling to control what's going on. And then Josh is kind of just taking everything in. Like he's definitely trying to like learn what's going on. Fucking Christian is a shell of a human being.
And Pele is like, do you feel that the energy coming up from the earth?
Yeah. That's the person I want to trip with. Yeah. And yeah,
Pele was fun, but it's crazy how well like the sound and the visuals look and sound.
Her breathing, like it just slowly getting more like intense, like you can hear it more. The visuals on the trees, the wavy kind of like everything breathing. She looks down, looks at her hand, and she sees grass sticking up through her hand, like she's becoming one with the earth. Like a lot of people say, you feel on mushrooms, which all looked very good. And the visuals for a second, like in that movie, were fucking spot on. Yeah,
but so then she starts having a little bit of a panic attack because somebody mentioned family.
Oh, I think Mark says.
Yeah, Mark says
you guys are my family.
Yeah,
and that's a trigger.
Yeah. And just like the way she panics and like talks to herself to try and calm herself down.
Also, like the way she was like gripping her hands and like walking fast.
Yeah.
And you said this while we were watching it, but the way she frowns is so like you can see all the pain behind it. Like never seen a more devastating frown in my entire life. Yeah.
Same. Like I don't know, her face just like naturally does the most.
A great face actor.
Yeah. The most devastating frown. Yeah.
Her playing Nicolas Cage's daughter and something. What other face actors are there that could be in this movie?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey's dad, Nicolas Cage's grandpa.
Anyway, after the trip, Danny wakes up. Also, she has really fucked up dreams throughout this stay that you kind of see. And that one, she sees like her family sitting on the couch and her sister's staring at her, and then there are red and blue flashing lights, and then she wakes up. And then they go to the actual commune area, the living place. I think it's called Harga? I think it's Harga. And they like have to hike there pretty much through the woods. But they get there and
Which Danny looked like the only person prepared for that. Had like the backpack with like the straps and shit.
Yeah. Yeah. And then they get there and everything is beautiful. Everyone's very welcoming.
There's a trail of like dandelions planted on the ground for the path for people to walk.
Yeah.
It's very cute.
And
all the structures are very beautiful here too.
Mhm.
Like the entrance to the place, there's like this kind of like sun opening kind
Yeah.
of thing. I don't know how to explain it.
it's like a sun sculpture archway kind of thing.
And then everything's almost
Over
like
the path.
like isosceles triangle shaped buildings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of triangles. Also like high ceilings, wooden things.
A lot of yellow, which was nice.
Yeah, a lot of yellows and greens.
It was a very pretty movie for how like it's probably the most pretty horror I've
Yeah.
ever seen.
Yeah, same. And there's flowers and gardens. Everyone is wearing white with like different color kind of embroidery things on their clothing. Lots of flower crowns around. Just very pretty.
Everybody talks real close to each other. Like,
yeah, everyone hugs and stuff.
Yeah.
So they obviously feel pretty welcome and stuff. And then they have dinner with them.
Those
and
tables were so cool.
Yeah, and they start to see like the ritual that's happening.
I think that'd be drink one for me right there.
Yeah.
Is when they're eating at the table.
Uh-huh.
And they're waiting for the people on the end to start eating.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's kind of like a wave. Everybody starts picking up their utensils to eat.
So there's an old man and an old woman that are both in dark gray, and they obviously are like special in this dinner. They are at the head of the table, and they kind of lead everything going on at that dinner.
Yeah.
Actually, I think that's breakfast.
Breakfast?
Or is it dinner and breakfast?
I think
it's both.
I think it's lunch. Lunch is just dinner and breakfast, yeah.
Right, but I thought they got there on the day before actually everything happened.
Yeah, so we don't see that yet.
Yeah.
Because we go through the first night, and then I think that happens the next day.
Yeah.
We're introduced to it being the festival. I'm trying to think, does anything else happen that day?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think we're just introduced to the festival.
But everyone is sleeping in like the same barn.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Not everyone, but like everyone of that same age.
Yeah.
The like 18 to 36. And nothing really happens that first day. It's all pleasant, fun stuff. And then the next day, that lunch happens that we were talking about with the two older people heading it. And they kind of have a toast at the end. And
I love the way they were talking.
Yeah.
Or like it was like half singing, half talking.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like I love the Ari Aster does this thing with like human noise to make you uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So like in Hereditary it was like the I can't make that noise. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then in this movie it was the like the that which is terrifying to me.
Yeah.
Because nobody just naturally makes that noise.
Right.
But it's a noise we can all make.
Mm-hmm.
But like and like when these two old people are talking to each other, it's a lot of like just like noises like that and shit in the middle of this language you can't understand. And then
they're all speaking Swedish,
but like there's stuff added to it.
Yeah. So then the two older people are like they sit on these chairs that turn into like thrones that you carry.
Yeah.
I don't know what those are called.
I don't either.
But they like have the poles that come out from front and back, and then people grab them
to be carried by.
Yeah. And then we go to this massive cliff, and everybody else is at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
First red flag.
Yep.
And everybody's looking up at the cliff. I don't know what they thought was gonna happen here, but it's a very tall cliff.
I would have walked and saw the cliff, and I'd been like, "Fuck,
yeah,
god damn it!"
With a large rock at the bottom.
Yeah.
And then the two older people are taking to the top of the cliff.
Mm-hmm.
this is also after the life cycles have been explained.
Yeah.
And
These definitely look like 72-year-olds.
yeah, and Danny even said, "What happens at 72?" And Pele motions throat chop.
He does the Undertaker
Yeah.
thing with his neck. Yeah.
And everybody just like giggles and moves on. It's like,
which
okay.
I wouldn't have.
Yeah, same.
Also, there's a scene before this too where they're walking past a bear in a cage. So it's like, "What's up with that bear?" And the dude's like, "It's a bear."
Yeah.
that's the end of that conversation.
The other two outside people are called Simon and Connie.
And they're engaged to each other.
And they're British.
They're from France.
They're from London.
That's in French.
London is in France?
Yeah, it's in French. Is London not French?
No! London is the capital of the UK.
I think I've gone my entire life thinking that London was in France.
What? London is where Sherlock takes place.
I don't know why I thought that.
I don't either. What the fuck? Oh, God. I'm so sorry. I'm not laughing at you anymore. I'm laughing at the absurdity.
That's why we drink.
Holy fucking shit. Anyway,
Connie and Simon are also here from the UK, apparently. Not France.
Oh my god. Oh Lord. I don't... Just completely derailed. Oh god.
You know what? I hate Midsommer now.
Anyway, we're at this cliffside, and obviously the two older people, they get their hands sliced and then rub their bloody hands on this rune stone, and then they jump one at a time.
They do a little pose, and then they hop off. First lady goes head first, smacks her head, dead.
Smacks her head into the big rock.
Yeah,
down
which
there.
that gore in that scene is unbelievably realistic.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second guy jumps. The second he jumped, I was like, this dummy went legs first.
This idiot.
What a fucking dummy. What an absolute weenie. Legs first into this rock. He smashes his legs.
He misses the rock.
He misses the rock? Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Your whole life. Just led up to this moment. You fucking ruined it. And he breaks his legs and he's still alive. And then everybody starts crying out in pain with him.
Uh-huh.
Then they go over there, take a big hammer and smash him in his head.
Mm-hmm.
More than they needed to.
Yeah. I think that was ritualistic as well. It might have been his family doing that.
Everybody gets a hit.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And Danny,
the whole
doesn't
time,
really say anything the whole time, but she is obviously
the way this the sound and the visuals are, you go numb with Danny in this moment.
Yeah.
Which was crazy, so good. But the whole time Simon and Connie are freaking out. They're like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
They're like, sir, don't jump. What does this dummy do? Legs first.
The worst way to go. But we needed to know what that large hammer was for.
Yeah, the second I saw it, I was like, for what?
Yeah. So yeah, this is when they kind of realize this is their first traumatic experience at this here commune, the first negative experience. And
Connie and Simon are talking about they want to leave.
Danny is also packing up, and wanting to leave. Christian, on the other hand, sees this and immediately goes to Josh and is like, I want to do my thesis on this place too
Which
now.
is what Josh was doing. And
Yeah.
Josh is like, fucking excuse me?
Yeah.
Because I think they take the same class.
Mhm.
And so, and Christian, fuck Christian, he's just like, I don't know why that made me so mad too. Because I was like, you are just a piece of shit. You have no redeemable qualities. Because he goes up to him, he's like, listen, I'm willing to collaborate if you want to collaborate. It's like, he doesn't fucking need you.
Yeah.
You need him.
Yeah.
And then Christian weasels his way into being able to do what Josh is doing.
Mhm.
Yeah. But what all that Josh really wants is to like look at these ancient books and stuff. He wants to look into their history and stuff like that.
Yeah.
He gives a shit.
Mhm.
And what does Christian do? He does one thing for the fucking thesis.
He talks to the one dude.
Yeah. Just a basic questionnaire though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's like, how do you guys do your jobs? You guys do incest? Which Christian would fucking
And I think at this point as well, Connie or Pele comes and talks to Danny and like tries to calm her down after what she saw. All the other commune members are like trying to calm them down and explain to them what they saw.
That it's a great tradition. It was really honorable, and they'll be honored when it's their chance to jump.
Yeah. That it was joyous, actually, is what she
joyous
said.
was the word.
And
because I mean, I kind of like the philosophy there that it's like you recycle. There's a pregnant baby there, or there's an unborn baby there that will inherit their soul,
their
and
name.
and their name.
Yeah.
And they kind of live on that way, which was honestly very interesting.
Yeah.
At least.
Very.
That's 2 drinks on that.
Very interesting, and very well thought out, like this community and all their traditions and stuff. And it's crazy that it's all made up by Ari Aster. Like,
I mean, you could see influences from certain things, but
Yeah.
it's definitely its own thing. And a crazy man sat down with it for way too long.
Yeah. A crazy psychopath, as we have established. And I can't remember if anything else happens. I think they have dinner or something. But then
first we see there's kind of a girl watching Christian.
Oh,
and
that's
there's kind
right.
of a girl watching Mark.
Yeah, that's right. There's a ginger, I think her name's Maya, girl that is obviously like making eyes at Christian.
Yeah. Christian can't help himself but make eyes back because he's a gate of a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's from day one. That's right. They all like got in line and danced with them.
Yeah,
that very first day.
She had her eyes on him the second he came in.
Yeah. And then we have this dinner. But before this dinner, Connie came back into the barn to like grab their stuff, and Danny was there. And Connie is like rush walking, and she says she's leaving, and then one of the older people comes up to her and is like, Simon was driven down to the train station already. He wanted me to tell you. And then she's like, what? Why would he leave without me? That's bullshit. And she kind of runs away.
And he's kind of, he's like, you know, there's only room for 2 in the truck.
Oh, right.
Which is always wrong about a truck. There's the back.
There's always at least 3 spots as well on the truck. And Danny hears all that and then goes to tell Christian while he's asking that dude questions. And he's like, oh, that sucks. Anyway, speaking of couples, is there any incest here?
Yeah. Fucking. And then we cut to Josh getting to look through these books. We find out that the deformed girl there
Yeah.
is actually bred through inbreeding to be able to
be an oracle,
to be unclouded by
yeah,
cognitive thinking
uh-huh,
in order to be able to just write.
yeah,
And they interpret those.
hmm
Yeah.
yeah. That's where the book that they use. I can't remember the name of it. It started with. It was like 2 R words together.
It's like Ragnarok.
Yeah.
It's Ragnarok.
No.
It's kind of where shit takes off.
Yes, it is. Because then they go to dinner and Connie's not there.
Mm-hmm.
And earlier they heard everyone hears a woman scream off in the distance.
I think before this happens though, they burn the bodies.
Oh,
of
right,
old
right,
people,
right. Yes.
And they dump it on this big dead tree.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Mark.
About 5 minutes later, Mark goes and pisses on this tree, and everybody loses their shit.
Well, this one dude specifically screams at him and is like, "Why are you doing that? You're pissing on my people.
Yeah.
Put your dirty dick away," is something he says. All in Swedish, though.
Yeah. And then, after Mark gets yelled at, they have dinner. And then you could see something is weird about Christian's food. Wait, is that the same one? Yeah.
His drink is slightly darker than everybody else's.
We're also shown earlier in the movie this like quilt. And it has like the steps to make a man fall in love with you. Yeah. And it's like putting your pubes and putting your pubes in their food and
your period blood in their drink.
Yeah. Yep.
So
and his drink's a little darker. He takes a bite out of this bite. There's a little pube.
Yeah.
Rough.
Yeah.
And Mark's like, "Is that a fucking pube?"
Swear.
And then that girl walks over. Is this the same dinner? That girl walks over to Mark and was like, "Let me show you." And he's like, "I'm gonna go, guys. She's gonna show me."
Yeah. And that is the last time you see Mark. Yep. And Simon and Connie are gone now as well.
And then at bedtime, we see that Josh is getting ready for bed, but he goes to bed with his shoes on.
Yeah.
And then he gets up in the middle of the night. He starts going through this book because he asked for pictures earlier, and they're like, "Absolutely not."
Yeah.
And he starts just taking pictures of everything in this book. Mm-hmm. And Mark walks up behind him. He's like, "Mark, what are you doing? We're not supposed to fucking be in here."
Close the door. And then he gets banged in the back of the head. And then Mark comes up close, and he realizes it's just somebody wearing Mark's face. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is honestly like one of the most fucked up things they do in the whole.
Then we just watch Josh twitch on the ground for way too long.
Yeah. And then he's dragged away.
Yeah. That's the last we see of him. Mm-hmm. So now we're down to 2 out of the 6 people we were brought here with.
Yeah. Real quickly.
Also, Pele is kind of trying to tell Danny this whole time that Christian is her fucking problem.
Yeah.
Like, he is the worst, and you need to realize that.
Yeah. Also, the first day they get there is Danny's birthday.
Right.
And Pele gave her a present right away, and Christian forgot, and Pele had to say something to Christian.
Yeah. Did it on the sly, too.
Yeah.
But, also...
Oh, my...
Why is that even in here? We didn't talk about the May Queen thing that we were told about in the beginning.
Oh, right.
But, like, the first day we got there, Pele shows a picture to Danny of a woman with, like, flowers all around her head, and he says that's the May Queen.
From last year,
yeah.
And then there's a wall of pictures of May Queens in the barn that they sleep in. So now it's just Danny and Christian left.
Yeah.
And that day,
immediately they're separated in the morning. They're like, Christian, you're gonna go talk to this elder, and Danny, you're gonna go with the women.
Yeah, go do stuff with the women.
And then cut to Christian being told, like, hey, me and trying to fuck.
Yeah.
You down?
Maya.
Yeah, Maya. They're like, she's been approved to mate with you.
Yeah.
So you guys are good to go.
Uh-huh.
And then come back to Danny, who's been fed psychedelics again.
She drank them.
Drank the psychedelics. And
with all the women.
Yeah. They're all wearing flower crowns and dressed in,
Dressed in the garb, the white garb.
And you find out it's a dance-off.
Yeah, it's a dance-off.
It's a dance-off.
They make 3 circles around this maypole and they just dance until only one person is left standing. So they stop and start a lot. They change the dance pattern a lot, but at the end, Danny starts like talking to one of the ladies in Swedish, and they're like,
"Is it Swedish?" Because it says in the subtitles it said in gibberish.
Yeah, but it was like slow hallucinogenic thing.
Yeah.
And she was like, "We can't understand each other.
We don't need words. We're dancing."
Yeah. And then that distracts the one lady, and she runs into the other person. When the music stops, and then Danny's the winner.
Yeah. And then a scene happens. Because Christian's also given psychedelics, and they're at this dinner. It's the same routine where now Danny is leading. So when she picks up her forks and knife, everybody else picks up their fork and knives.
Yeah.
Everybody starts eating.
Because she's the May Queen.
Yeah. And Christian, did I say that? He's already been given psychedelics at this point too.
Yeah. He took them at the dance off.
Yeah. And then you see Maya.
Yeah.
Leave staring at him the whole time.
Yeah.
And then Christian gets up, or they carry. Wait, I'm trying to remember what happens in the order it happens. Does he just get up from there?
No, Danny. They all eat first.
Yeah.
She's still tripping, and the visuals are still popping.
Still bumping. Yeah. The flowers look fucking crazy. Yeah.
And you could see kind of that the cult is kind of like really trying to welcome her and have her be part of them. And even one of the ladies is like, "You are a part of us now. You are part of Fargo now.
We're like sisters."
Yeah.
Also, there's one scene at this dinner where Christian turns to the old man next to him, and what does he say?
He says, "What is going on?"
He says, "What's going on?" And the guy claps at him, and it like distorts his whole reality.
Yeah.
And Christian's just like, "Why'd you do that?"
It's one of my favorite parts.
That's great. And then Danny's led off to do more ritual shit. They like put some beef in the ground and they crack an egg on it. And
she's going to bless the fields and the harvest, I think.
So they're doing that, and then Christian led into this place. On the ground lays Maya, fully naked, in flowers, surrounded by a bunch of other naked women.
Yeah, that are standing and singing,
doing the fucking thing from How the Grinch Stole Christmas. The swaying and singing. Yeah. But he walks in there.
And he's given more drugs right before he walks in.
Oh, yeah.
For his vitality that he breathes in. So,
yeah, he goes in there. Just gets at it. Goes right to work.
Yeah.
And all these women are standing around. And then as they're boning, Maya looks up, gets somebody to come down. And then this woman is just eye to eye singing to him like while he's having sex with somebody else.
Yeah.
And then Maya moans once. And then this whole group of women start moaning like in sync. Like
it's not a normal moan either.
It's like, oh.
It's like yeah.
Like,
it sounds like birds.
Yeah. It's very unsettling, and I don't know how he kept going.
He started doing it too.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
You hear it a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. When Danny.
Yeah, and then Danny walks in, sees it.
Danny comes back.
Yeah.
And she asks, like, what's going on around the camp. And then points to one place because she could hear some of the vocalizing going on. And this lady is like, that's not for us.
Yeah,
and then Danny starts walking towards it, and she's like, I really think you shouldn't. But Danny keeps going, and you can kind of see that she probably knows what it is.
She's got that real devastated frown on her face.
And she kind of closes her eyes before she looks through the keyhole.
Yeah.
And then she does, and she starts, like, gagging, and she throws up.
Wild.
Yeah. And then all the other ladies run to help pick her up and take her to the barn where they sleep. And the women are, like, touching her, trying to soothe her, calm her down, and then they start, like, sharing her emotions.
Yeah,
with
Danny starts screaming, as Danny does when she's upset, and they start screaming right there with her, and then it turns into almost this like barbaric, like hoo-ha chant, where it's like hoo hoo ha, like just it was scary, like yeah,
it's scary and unsettling, but it also like makes sense a lot, especially for this cult.
Yeah,
in that was a huge part of like what Pele was talking about. And like
sharing experiences,
having a family that makes you feel held because they all share the emotions and the experiences and do everything together.
Makes that one scene because in the beginning when she's tripping on mushrooms and she walks over to a crowd, they all start laughing. She immediately thinks they're laughing at her, but if you think about it, they're all laughing in unison. Yeah. So it's definitely them sharing an experience. Yeah. Right there.
Yeah, for sure, because they were also all tripping, I think.
Yeah. Very neat.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that happens. And then Christian starts, running around butt naked.
And that's where you kind of see what's going on.
Yeah.
He runs and there's a foot in the garden, in one of the gardens. Mm-hmm. I believe it's Josh's foot.
Definitely Josh's foot.
And he runs into the shed, and Simon is fucking
hoisted from the ceiling.
Yeah, that's called something. I think it's like Wings of Death something, where
like a Russian necktie kind of thing.
Yeah, where they slice open your back and use your lungs to look like wings.
And he's still breathing.
Yeah.
There's still that going on.
Yeah.
And then Christian gets like eye to eye with him, and he's got like sunflowers where his eyes used to be.
Yeah.
And then he stands up and somebody blows shit in his face and they close his eyelids one by one. And I saw that and I was immediately like paralyzed.
Yeah.
Because if somebody shuts one of your eyelids, the other one's going to naturally shut.
Right.
Or, that one's going to stay open. But them doing it one by one.
Yeah.
Just so everybody knows I'm Sherlock level genius.
Yeah. So he then wakes up and this lady's like, Christian, you can't speak, you can't move. All right.
Here we go.
And she goes back in line, and we see there's like this little meeting going on with everyone standing, and Danny is there and
dripped
in flowers, like just a massive flower gown that covers her
way she
neck
moved
to the ground.
Reminded me of something, but I can't think of what it is. It's almost like she was like a slug of flowers. You know what I mean? Just the way it was built out.
Yeah. It's like got a really long gown behind,
Yeah.
And
it's just
a massive flower crown. Also sitting in a flower throne.
Yeah. We got Christian there in a wheelchair. And then basically they start explaining,
They explain what happened.
It's sacrifice time.
Yeah. So it's nine bodies to be sacrificed. 4 new bloods is what they called it. Mm-hmm. And then 4 people from the actual community. And then 1 to be chosen by the May Queen.
And they do a little raffle to decide who's going to be from their side.
So the 4 new bloods are Josh, Mark, Connie and Simon.
Mm-hmm.
And then there were 2
People that volunteer.
people that volunteer, and then 2 that were already turned into dead bodies.
Which I think wasn't that the people that jumped?
Mm-mm.
No?
They were
Okay.
ashes.
Right.
It was 2 different people.
Gotcha. 2 people chosen, 2 people volunteered, and then 1 person chosen at random to go against Christian.
Yeah, 1 person from the community versus Christian.
And it was her to choose.
And it was Danny's choice. And we don't actually see her choose. When the next thing we see is this guy teaching kids how to take the intestines out of a bear.
Mm-hmm.
And then we see Christian in the corner. They gut the bear. They pick Christian up and put him next to the bear on the table.
Yeah.
And then the next thing we see is Christian's face sewn inside this bear.
He's definitely still alive.
Definitely very alive.
Just still paralyzed.
Sitting inside this barn, which is honestly terrible. Terrible thing to be paralyzed
Inside
in this situation.
of a bear.
Yeah, inside of a bear, knowing what was about to happen. But not being able to say anything.
They start wheelbarrowing bodies in 1 by 1.
Yeah.
Fucking Mark was the worst one for me. I hate that. He was obviously so light because they had like completely de-gutted him. And like
fucked up his body.
Yeah.
And his face was just kind of like sitting there because they had skinned his face.
Stuffed with hay.
Yeah.
Ugh. I mean, Mark had it coming though.
Yeah.
They definitely fucked him up the most because of the ancestral tree shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then everybody's just kind of brought in, sat in different corners. The 2 people volunteering, they're fed something.
He says, from the yew tree, feel no pain, feel no fear.
And then, Christian sat down in the middle of this in his little bear costume, little bear pajamas.
Yep.
And then they set it on fire.
Yeah, they set the entire barn on fire.
Yep.
And everybody's outside watching. And as the alive people start to scream, they all start to scream.
Mm-hmm.
Danny is kind of like gasping, throwing up, and then like starts laughing.
And then it's a close-up from her going from her devastated frown to a very cheerful smile.
Yeah.
In the movie.
Yep. In the movie. Masterpiece.
It was fantastic.
Yeah.
So pretty for a horror movie.
Yeah.
Very, I don't know. Danny was definitely a good actor.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't say the same about Mark and Christian.
I think they were great actors.
You think so?
Because they made us hate them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did a pretty good job of that.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's just some line deliveries that were goofy from them to me.
From Mark?
Yeah, more Christian.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was moments where they were kind of stale. Yeah.
But I think that's who Christian is.
Yeah, he's
as well.
he's a shell. He's a shell of a person.
Personification of gaslighting,
Yeah.
for sure. So what'd you think?
It was so good.
Yeah.
It was like not like a horror movie I've ever experienced before. Almost didn't feel like horror. I mean, it definitely had horror elements. It was just so pretty. It was off-putting to me.
Yeah.
That it was a horror movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I would definitely love to go back and watch it because I do remember like all the paintings on the wall and stuff, and yeah, just to be able to sit down and like think about that shit again. A lot of bear imagery.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
The bear symbolized. They said something about a dark one.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, that's well beyond what we know about their history and traditions, but I'm assuming there was some sort of incident where, like, a dark person or force threatened them, and... Oh, that also happened with the maypole thing, where they said, like, the dark one tempted all these girls to dance until they died or something.
And in honor of that.
In defiance of that, in life, we do this, and the winner is the May Queen.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I loved the gore was outstanding.
Mm-hmm.
Just the brightness of the whole movie. what's her name? Florence.
Florence Pugh.
Amazing actor.
Yeah.
Crushed it top to bottom.
Yep.
Really, like anytime she had to cry, which I think was part of like the foreshadowing in the beginning, where like her crying was very big. It was very her
Very big.
screaming.
And all alone.
Which comes to play in later when she's screaming and everybody's screaming with her. Yeah. Yeah, it was like she was always meant to be there. Yeah. Yeah. Also, we didn't say that Pele kissed her when she became the May Queen.
Oh, right. Yeah. It was cute. And he was drawing her as she was the May Queen, too, at that little dinner.
Yeah, and he gave her a drawing as a birthday present of her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very cute. Unlike most of the things in the movie, very cute.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just interesting that Pele was, like, the best guy in that group, but he also brought them all there to be killed.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, it really worked out for Danny.
Yeah.
I mean, there's easier ways to go about a breakup.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah.
Honestly, glad Christian died in a fire.
Yeah. I know that when this movie came out, a lot of people didn't like that Danny chose Christian. Like, they had a problem with that.
I mean, her options were this guy who's been manipulating you and being an asshole, and you just watched him cheat on you, or this guy you don't know.
Yeah. Pretty obvious
easy
to me
choice.
As well. Yeah.
This piece of shit or this maybe a good guy?
Yeah. I feel like there is, with Ari Aster's films, there's a level of, like, real magic to it. Like, in Hereditary, like, the demon shit. And, like, the spirits, you know, that kind of stuff. And, like, the cult, like, could be perceived as crazy, but they were right. And there is this supernatural force they put at work.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's also kind of happening in Midsommer too, because, like, especially with Christian and how he did have sex with Maya, like, he seemed kind of in a trance that whole time, even though he was on drugs. Like, you know, drugs don't force you to do something.
Yeah.
So, like, it seems, and, like, she had done the ritual thing to make him like her. So, I don't know. There's just, like, a little bit, there's things throughout where it's, like, these people have these traditions and stuff, but it seems like there's actually something there.
And it works in the
for
sense
them.
That, like, when people talk about magic in real life, it works in the same kind of sense where, like, yeah, she did all this stuff to get him to like her, and it ended up working.
Yeah.
But also could be viewed as just a coincidence that, you know, he already liked her and she did all this stuff.
Yeah.
But it's a real world level thinking of magic.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It's very subtle, but, like, once you see it so many times, you're like, this really works out for this cult. Like, what they got going on is really working for them. And
why would they stop doing it if it seems like it's been working this whole time?
Right.
Yeah.
And, like, it's a beautiful place, and, like, obviously, like, their crops and stuff are sustaining them, and like, their cycle's working for them. So, yeah.
If it ain't broke, break it. That's what I say.
And Danny, like, even through all this trauma and stuff, like, definitely is gonna stay at that cult.
I think so.
Yeah. That's
the sense of family that she's lost, the sense of community she's been looking for.
Yeah.
People to share her pain with her when before she was just kind of being put to the side, being told, hey, you're letting this happen to you.
Yeah.
No, it's going to be a bunch of people that are going to be like, I am sharing your pain.
Yeah.
Which Pele was doing from the beginning with Danny.
Yes.
Being like, I know what you're going through.
Grew up with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I fucking love when a movie, everything in the movie exists for a reason.
Yeah. That is Ari Aster to a T. Like, with his movies, you can dissect the shit out of them and they'll hold up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, there's very few issues.
Yeah.
Even if you, like, go way in depth with it.
I mean, they're like on either side of the spectrum. I love it. Like movies like Dazed and Confused, like that isn't about anything necessarily. It's just about a day that these characters are going through, and then movies like that, yeah, where it's movies like this and what Edgar Wright does, where Edgar Wright does this thing where it's almost like the movie plays up to the middle point and then kind of just goes back in reverse. Like it's like everything plays back into the ending in a certain way. Usually it's like little lines or places in the movie, but like I just love when everything has a purpose, or the reverse of it where nothing matters.
Yeah. All or nothing.
All or nothing.
Yeah, I love everything he does. He is my favorite director. I say that with confidence.
Definitely.
And he only has like 3 movies.
Yeah.
But his next one is going to be a dark comedy with Joaquin Phoenix.
Oh fuck yes.
Yeah.
Do we know anything else about it?
I think we know the cast. Let me see.
Joaquin Phoenix has been headed towards that like darker stuff here recently anyways. Like him as the Joker, my favorite Joker.
Yeah.
And people would probably kill me for saying that.
It's called Disappointment Boulevard. It's mostly people that are unknown.
But with Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah.
That's going to be great.
Nathan Lane as well, I recognize.
Nathan who?
Nathan Lane, who's the voice of Timon in The Lion King.
Okay. I don't recognize him at all.
You don't recognize him?
From what? Like besides
I know, he
The
does a
Lion
lot
King?
of gay shit, so.
Okay.
But it says a decades spanning portrait of one of the most successful entrepreneurs of all time. That's all it says.
Sounds like kind of an American Psycho kind of thing there.
He wrote it too.
Or Ari Aster did.
Yeah.
Good. Always a big fan of a writer-director.
Yeah.
Quentin Tarantino, you know.
I feel
Kevin
like
Smith.
Ari Aster just has such lukewarm reviews for how amazing his movies are.
Yeah, no, they're out of this world. But I feel like
I forgot he did Munchausen too.
I feel like I only like when it comes to directors, only like them if they're a writer also. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like Jordan Peele, Ari Aster, Sam Raimi, right? Well, I guess he didn't write Spider-Man, but he did write one of the best fucking.
Yeah. Evil Dead.
Yeah.
One of the best horror movies of all time.
I would like to see an Ari Aster take on Evil Dead.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Whoa. That would be so good.
Yeah. Dark comedy.
Like, Midsommer only has a 7.1 out of 10.
Wrong. For what? Why?
Hereditary has a higher rating, 7.3.
Gotcha. Well, thank you guys for coming out for part 2 of spooky season
Spooky.
over here at Inebriated Inc.
The next movie we watch will be a Nicolas Cage one. So,
Yeah.
fucking.
Are we making that a surprise or?
I think we already said what it was, but I'm really not sure, to be honest. We need to edit these 2 episodes.
Yeah.
For sure.
But thanks.
Look at that little band.
Thanks for coming out. Go check out the Instagram.
Yeah, we're doing things there. What else? We might be having a little surprise episode for you guys. A little fun, shorter thing we might be doing
with a good actor friend of ours.
Yep, a great friend, hopefully great guest as well. A
great actor, a better friend. Yeah, I would say about this man.
Yeah. So yeah, lots of things to look forward to. I hope you're enjoying your October. I really hope I am not sick at this point that you are listening to this.
Yeah. That'd be a problem.
Yeah, that would be ideal.
A 2-month-long cold.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
We'll see you guys next week. See ya.
No, you go.
We'll be providing audio for you next week.
Similarly to this one.